So can you introduce yourself, your name?
My name is T. That's my first name, and the full name is Nguyen Chinh T.
ファーストネームは T です。
T さん。じゃあ今呼ぶのは
You can call me T. Yes,
T さん。OK。じゃあ T さんはなんかアメリカでその市民メディアのことを関わってたとおっしゃってたけど、そのことをちょっとお話し聞きたいです。
I heard you got involved in a citizen media activist in the US. So I would like to hear about it first.
Yes, so I went to the US to study journalism, and then I worked there as a journalist for Reuters news agency, and then later I also studied photography, and later I studied ethnographic film, and that was when I started to make documentary films. And in the US, I lived in Los Angeles, very close to Hollywood actually, and I got involved with a community media center. It's called the Echo Park Film Center. Echo Park Film Center.
Okay.
It's a very, very interesting model for me. So this film center was started by independent filmmakers, and they offer free classes for young people, maybe like school children, and also for senior citizens, free of charge. And they also have regular screenings for people, and they always invite professional filmmakers to come and talk. So they have these kind of activities that I feel was very, very good for independent filmmakers. And in the center, they also have, because it's in Los Angeles and Hollywood, so there are a lot of camera equipment around. So they get donations. They get a lot of donations from filmmakers, like maybe Super 8 cameras, projectors, and different kind of equipment. So they can use these equipments to rent out. And they also have a video library with a lot of documentary films that you can rent it out. So that way they find some money to run the space, and they also ask for individual contributions and foundation contributions. So I thought that I really wanted to do something like that in Vietnam when I moved back to my country, because we don't have anything like that in Vietnam. We don't have any kind of independent or filmmakers run kind of media center or film center in Vietnam. So when I moved back 4 years ago, I wanted to do something like that.
今ベトナムのその市民メディアの状況っていうのはどういう状況ですかね。
How is the situation, community media in Vietnam now?
It's a very new thing in Vietnam, because as you know that Vietnam was a socialist and a communist country for a very long time. So everything has been controlled by the state. So all kind of media or film production is run by the state, and there's almost nothing run by the people. So it's very independent filmmaking is very, very new there. It just only started to happen in the last few years.
じゃあ今現在そのイーさん
T さん
？T さんが、ベトナムに帰ってどういう運営の仕方をそのメディアセンターの運営の仕方をちょっと教えてほしい。
So when you went back to Vietnam, and how you started media center and how you managed to organize it. Can you explain?
So when I came back, I found that we didn't have a community of independent filmmakers, although there were a few people who work kind of separately. So I wanted to kind of gather all these people together into some kind of community. So I started by just doing film screenings. I would borrow a room in some kind of center where they have a screening room. I would borrow it and I would screen the films that I have collected before, documentaries from around the world, and I would screen it once every 2 weeks. So that is one way to kind of bring people together and talk. And that was from 4 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I got the funding from the Goethe Institute, the German institute, so we have the fund to do more activities and actually have a physical center. So now we can do much more things, like we do basic trainings for documentary filmmakers, and we do more specific advanced workshops for specific skills in filmmaking, and we continue with doing screenings every 2 weeks. We translated a lot of films into Vietnamese and subtitled them in Vietnamese so the local people can see it, because we find that to establish a local audience for documentaries is very important.
すごい大変な地道な活動で。
You had a lot of work.
そのセンターの職員って今何人ぐらいで？
So how many staff do you have for the center?
So I'm kind of directing and managing the center in general. And then first we have 2 staff. Now we have 3, but each one work half time. And I recruit them from the workshop, because I want the people who want to continue to be independent filmmakers to run the space, because I want to turn this center into like a co-op, like filmmakers co-op, so they feel the ownership of the center, and also it's good for independent filmmakers to do something like this just half time, so they have half time to do their own work. If they want to be independent filmmaker, then they need just some time to make some money and then some time to do their own work. So all of us, we just work half time for the center. Yeah. So actually the staff has to do many things. They are not only keeping the center open, but they have to help people who come there, like students, with filmmaking. For example, people, they come and they use editing equipment, computer. The staff would have to be able to help them, and even help to talk about people's projects. And the staff, they are also sometimes they are instructor for class, or they can be teaching assistants as well. So everyone is doing many things.
その2年前に始めたので、その2年間によくそこまで育ったっていう感じは受けるんですけど。
So she is impressed because you opened the media center only 2 years ago, but you have such kind of staff already.
Yes.
They grown up in a short time.
Yeah. like I already told Yumiko about our screening process for the people that we would recruit for our workshop. It's actually a very tough process to select people, because for our training we recruit from people mostly didn't have any background in filmmaking. They never made films before, and they didn't know much about filmmaking, but they came from very different fields. But we had a very long, difficult process to select people. So every time we have this workshop, we advertise for a short time, and we have more than 200 people to apply for the workshop, and we can only choose 10 out of more than 200. So that is a tough process, but we devise a process in a way that we make sure that we would choose people who would become very, very committed, who would spend a lot of time, and who really wanted to become independent filmmakers. We don't want them to just have the workshop for fun and then later just drop or do something else. But we have to find the people who are really, really committed. So even just after the workshop, for 3 or 4 months, they already made a great progress, and they already made quite mature film, and they would continue at the center to attend more advanced workshops. And I think so far for 2 years, maybe we have trained about 40 people like that, because each workshop is only 10 people, but it's very, very selective. And so let's say after a workshop of 10 people, maybe you have 5 people would continue to go up more, even less. So after with 40 people, maybe now we have about 10 who are really committed. But I believe in the quality. I believe in the tough selection. And even with just 10 people who continue, I think it's much better than to do it very, very widely, but at the end maybe you don't have anyone.
今回の作品、昨日見せていただいたんですけど、作品はその受講生の人たちが作られたのですか
？For the film for Yamagata Film Festival this year, is it the work from the student from the workshop?
Yes, they are all from the workshops.
皆さんワークショップからの人。
So for how we do it there is, first we have a basic training workshop that would last for about 3-4 months, and after these 3-4 months, each student would have to finish individual film. So they would have to do everything from beginning to the end, including shooting and editing. So after that first film, they know how to make a whole film, and usually for that film, we ask them to make a short film of maybe less than 10 minutes, and then this film that you saw, all the directors who contribute to this film, there are 4 of them, and they work on the same theme because we cover one neighborhood in Hanoi. So they are free to go in there and do research for themselves and to decide what story they would do. And so each of them make a short film of less than 20 minutes. And then at the end, we combine these 4 films into one film, long one that you saw.
そのね、受講生の人らが作った作品がこう山形の映画祭に上映されるというのはすごい素晴らしいなと思いました。
I'm impressed, like workshop participants' film will be shown in Yamagata, so she is impressed by that.
Yeah, actually we have other films. Many films from our workshops have been screened in different film festivals in other countries.
すごいですね。
You do you know about Oberhausen Film Festival?
Oberhausen 映画祭っていうのがあるんですけど、
in Germany. In Germany, it's
なんか名前は聞いたことある。
ドイ
ツの知り合いが。
It's maybe it's the oldest and the best short film festival in the world, and one of our film from the workshop, and that is the filmmaker made it for the first time, and it was shown in Oberhausen.
素晴らしい、ナイス、ベリーグッド。あと最後にというか T さんはその今後ご自身映像を作ることは考えてはるんですかね。
So are you a filmmaker yourself too?
I'm mostly filmmaker. I do the managing of the center because I have to. But I want to have more time to do my own films. Now I'm still doing both, running the center and making my own film. And I also make video artwork, like video installation. I really hope that after I get more and more people trained and committed, we all can run the center together. And then I want to have more time to make my own films.
最後に、T さんはその映像作りを何を一番大事にして作りを考えてはるかっていう。
So when you make film, what is most important ingredients or what is most important thing when you make film? When you make your own film?
My own film.
Yes.
Oh, most important ingredient.
Most important thing.
I think it seemed to be. I'm very interested in culture and history. I found that since I came back to Vietnam, I've been very interested in maybe different things relating to the Vietnamese history. So I made a couple of projects that is relating to that, and I'm also very interested in the role of artists in society, because now I'm functioning in the society as an artist, and there are a lot of questions that I have to face in our society. For example, when I'm a filmmaker and an artist in Vietnam, I face a lot of problems with censorship, and so that is one kind of issue that I've been dealing with. Although I'm not, I don't usually want to talk about politics very directly, but things happen in the background that affect me. So I kind of have to deal with that. Maybe these kind of things would be shown through my work or my film in an indirect way, but it's always there.
どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.